Welcome back to the deep dive. So if you've ever really tried to get better at putting, you've probably spent hours on, the big three.
Right. Green reading, alignment, and tempo.
Exactly. Everyone obsesses over the technique.
Mm-hmm.
But what if all those hours, all those drills, are basically useless because your actual putter is fighting you every step of the way?
That's what we're digging into. We're kind of pulling the lens way back today because the sources we looked at, well, they all suggest the real foundation of putting isn't the stroke.
It's a club itself.
It's the architecture of the tool. We're talking about two silent influencers that really determine your success before you even swing.
Okay, what are they?
The lie angle and the weight of the putter head.
The architecture and the engine. So we're getting into the cold, hard physics that I think most golfers, maybe even great golfers, just completely ignore.
They do. And so our mission today is to really unpack how these two things solve what our sources call the 92% problem.
They're 92% problem.
Yeah. I mean, these two factors, they determine four absolutely crucial things.
Okay, lay them out for us.
First, whether your putter even sits flush on the ground. Second, if the face is actually square at impact. Third, does the ball launch cleanly for a true roll? And fourth, does your stroke feel stable enough to repeat under pressure?
And if that foundation is wrong.
The ball will not do what you want it to do. It doesn't matter how well you read the green.
And this gets right to what the research called the awareness problem. It's not just amateurs. The sources pointed out that tons of players, even pros, they don't actually know their putter's lie angle.
Or if it's dynamically correct for them, for their body and their posture. It's pretty astounding, isn't it?
It is.
And when you don't fit the tool to the person, that person is forced to compensate.
So they start using their hands.
They start manipulating their wrists, they change their posture mid-stroke, they grip down, anything to get the sole of that putter to sit flat. And the hitting cost of that is huge. Every single putt reinforces a bad habit.
It's like you're trying to fix a faulty engine by just learning to drive differently.
That's the bent chassis analogy the sources use. You're trying to drive straight, but the car itself is pulling you to the left the entire time.
Okay, so let's get into that chassis. Let's start with lie angle. What is it beyond, the textbook definition?
Functionally, you can think of the lie angle as the critical connection point. It's what connects your personal posture, your height, how you stand, your arm length, to the putter head on the ground.
And if that connection is off?
Well, if your putter's too flat for you, the heel comes up. If it's too upright, the toe lifts off the turf.
And this is where we hit, I think, the most shocking statistic from this entire deep dive.
Oh, yeah.
It's not about your stroke path. What really determines where the putt starts?
It's the face angle at impact, period. The sources state, it's almost a physical law, that the face angle determines up to 92% of the ball's starting direction.
Hold on, 92%?
92%.
That's staggering. So my perfect on-plane, straight-back, straight-through stroke path is what? Almost irrelevant.
It's not irrelevant, but it's dwarfed by the face angle. Path maybe accounts for the other 8%. The contact is just so brief, and the force is so direct that wherever that face is pointing, that's where the ball is going.
So the lie angle is basically twisting the face open or closed without me even knowing it.
Exactly. It dictates where that face is aimed the moment you make contact.
Okay, so let's break that down. A lot of putters come off the racket, 70 degrees?
Around 70 degrees, yep.
So if that putter's too upright for me, what's happening to my putts?
Too upright means the toe is lifting off the ground. That interaction, that little bit of torque, subtly closes the face through impact.
So I'm pulling putts left.
You're pulling them left. And conversely, if the putter is too flat for your setup, the heel lifts up. That opens the face, and you start pushing putts to the right.
And we're talking about errors you can't even see with the naked eye.
You can't see them at all. And the sources quantify this. A deviation of just 1 degree in the face angle.
Just one?
1 single degree. That's enough to cause a guaranteed miss from only 8 feet away. So if your off-the-rack putter is forcing that 1 degree error on you by its design, you're fighting a losing battle.
And it's not just direction, right? This affects the roll, the launch itself.
Absolutely. An incorrect lie angle means you're not hitting the sweet spot. You're getting heel strikes, toe strikes. That puts unintentional side spin on the ball and just kills the energy transfer.
So you need a square hit to get that perfect launch.
You do. We're looking for a really consistent launch angle, somewhere between, say, 0.75 and 2.5 degrees. That's what gets the ball rolling purely. If your contact is poor because of a bad lie angle, that launch gets unpredictable. You get skidding, you get bouncing.
And the final piece of the puzzle here, the final insult, is that a bad fit just encourages your worst habits.
It's a vicious feedback loop. The instability from a poorly fitted lie angle forces you to get handsy. You start using your wrists to compensate and steer the face.
Which is the one thing everyone tells you not to do.
The one thing. And that wrist action spikes your face rotation. For elite putting, you want face rotation to be super low, below 15 degrees per second. A correct lie angle stabilizes everything. It lets you use your big muscles, your shoulders, your back, and it makes a quiet, repeatable stroke feel completely natural.
So lie angle is the starting line. It's the foundation for accuracy.
It's the directional gatekeeper.
All right, so if lie angle determines where the ball starts, let's talk about how it finishes. Let's move to head weight. This is less about direction and more about, rhythm and feel.
Rhythm, feel, and energy transfer. Head weight is fundamentally about inertia and stability.
Okay, what does that mean in practical terms?
A heavier head has more inertia. It acts almost like a gyroscope. It makes the club head more resistant to twisting, especially on off-center hits.
So it's more forgiving.
Much more forgiving. And it's also much more resistant to those quick, jerky movements in your stroke.
So heavier isn't just a preference for feel, it's physics that's actually forcing you into a better tempo.
It is. That extra mass naturally slows down your backswing. It smooths out the whole transition. It's incredibly helpful for players who get a little twitchy or handsy under pressure.
I think we all know that feeling.
It just builds consistent tempo into your stroke in a way that just, practicing it manually often can't.
Now, there's a fitting component here, too. The right weight has to match your stroke style, right? Your arc.
Correct. The weight and the design, whether it's toe hang or face balanced, have to work with your stroke path.
Yeah, so someone with a big arcing stroke.
They often do better with a lighter putter, one with more toe hang. That design allows the face to rotate open and then close back to square naturally through the stroke.
And the straight back, straight through players.
They typically benefit from heavier face-balanced putters. Those designs resist face rotation and help them keep the face square to the target line for longer.
Let's talk about the moment of impact. How does a heavier, more stable head improve the actual quality of the roll?
It all comes down to the efficiency of the energy transfer. A heavier, stable head gives you a cleaner launch.
How so?
Well, the ball sits in a tiny little depression in the grass, a little nest. That stability is crucial for lifting the ball cleanly out of that nest without any weird side spin or loss of energy.
And that's what reduces that awful skidding and hopping you see sometimes.
Exactly. We've all hit a putt that just seems to bounce for the first few feet. That's wasted energy, and it makes distance control impossible.
Right.
A properly weighted head helps the ball reach its zero skid point much earlier. That's the moment it stops sliding and starts rolling purely end over end.
And an early roll means a more predictable putt.
More predictable friction, which means massively improved distance control.
Which is the name of the game. It's all about pace control.
Consistency and rhythm is everything for pace. A well-weighted putter gives you that forgiveness, so even on a slight mishit, the energy transfer stays pretty consistent.
And that lets you dial in your speed.
It helps you control what the sources call the distance point, which is just a term for how far the ball rolls past the hole if it misses. You want that to be a consistent number, maybe say 3 revolutions per second past the cup. The right weight is what lets you hit that number again and again.
So when you put these two things together, the lie angle and the head weight, what's the big picture?
That they aren't separate things, they're married. The lie angle is controlling your direction, your aim, how the club meets the turf. And then the head weight comes in and dictates your rhythm, your stability, and the actual quality of the roll. They work together.
And what really stands out to me is that this is the real foundation. We spend so much time trying to fix our stroke, but we're really just manually fixing errors that our equipment is forcing on us.
That is the core realization from all of this. Once your lie angle and your head weight are correctly fitted to your body, your stroke, well, everything else just gets simpler.
Your tempo, your face angle, the launch.
It all becomes more reliable. It shifts putting from this conscious, very effortful skill into something that feels natural, instinctive. You're not compensating anymore. You're just putting.
It has to give you an immediate confidence boost, just knowing the tool is actually designed for you. It lets you trust your line instead of fighting the club face all the time.
It completely changes your priorities. You're building the right architecture first before you start worrying about the paint and decorations.
And I think that leads us to the final question we want to leave everyone with after this deep dive. It's really about return on investment.
Right. If optimizing these two physical things, lie angle and headway, offers the fastest, most direct route to consistent putting, is your time better spent on the practice green trying to drill away your compensation moves?
Or is the better investment?
Or is the higher return on investment found in a professional fitting that actually builds you the right foundation from the start? It's something to think about. Are you working on the architecture first?
Thanks for diving deep with us into the overlooked physics of the short game. We'll catch you on the next deep dive.